It's it.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Poppy Voppy. Shout out to
I
Poppy
know.
Voppy.
That's right. Big loves to Deepu,
Today's
the biggest poo around. My
um,
favorite.
today's topic we're talking about is a united dawn in a resilient day. What does that mean to you, and how does that project? When we think about dawn, we start thinking about new beginnings. We've had a long week. Things, I'm sure everyone's been challenged. And what are some of the new things that you can say, like, hey, like this is this is something new and I'm resilient to it, but I'm starting a new day. And coming up on the weekend, it's a perfect topic. K boy, what's up, man? Thank you for being here. Oh, I appreciate you. My pleasure. Hell yeah. But yeah, I guess one of the things that for me it's a new day and I have to be resilient about is this fucking heat. Um the weather out here is it's not only a little warm, but my AC went out, so it's definitely been trialing and hearing Vop and Poo definitely uh, get your heated a little bit more. So,
Jerk.
Broski, how we doing this morning, brother?
Well, I was feeling under the weather last night, and it's one of those things where it just hits you all of a sudden. I'm just like, I don't need this. So, yeah, but well, I just think I caught it early because I was able to, I just started drinking fluids. I had Theraflu because my mom maybe just keeps some, even though I'm not. I'm thousands of miles away from her, but I thank her for getting on me for all this stuff because I took some this morning. I already woke up starting to feel better. So
So,
yeah, it was sucky, but then I felt better. I was already started feeling better moments later. So I'm all right.
nice. Anything going on this weekend?
Let's see. My third plasma donation is what's going on this weekend. Basketball practice and um and reading more books.
You ball?
Well, not really. I'm
Uh
learning
huh.
how to practice basketball for the first time, so I can ball later.
Fair
Bro, I would
enough.
love to play
Fair
basketball
enough.
with you. That's awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, well, let's pick a day and do something. I go to base every Saturday to do it.
What? Man, I live like 2 minutes from base.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
Let's do
well,
it.
let's make something happen. Yes. All right, it's on my list.
Uh,
Yay.
that guy says blowing out hot air or nothing at all. It's blowing out hot air. Definitely something going on with the compressor. That's what the gentleman has been telling me. So he had to change some other stuff, and the AC unit just started going off. It just started, so we'll definitely see. But if it's not blowing out any air, then your air handler might be crapped out. If it's hot air, then it's the machine outside. Yep, compressor, motor, and capacitor. My man knows what he's talking about. Yo, me and Plum were talking. Plume, me and Plume were talking about it, and she's definitely had some complications with it too. Different places or regions in the area depends how your AC unit really does. I know some cities or some states that they don't have an AC unit inside. They have like wall units because they don't need it. That's badass. Here in Arizona, no, you definitely need AC, and some of the issues that we have with the AC units here are different than the issues in Texas or in Florida because we don't have that much humidity going on, whereas like other places do. Yep, house ownership duties. I used to work with ACs. That's a growing profession. Absolutely. ACs.
I used to work the ABCs
What's that? The store?
alphabet.
Isn't there a liquor store called ABCs?
Mm, probably. It's America.
Your issue is that it gets too hot outside and your AC is too hot and craps out the parts. Yep. They said it was a surge issue. So, look at Z. Damn, Z. A nice looking
So,
setup there.
can you hear me? I just moved my mic. Everything else is just next to me. How you
Fair.
doing? Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Ah, Damn, that microphone
Sorry.
is
Oh,
nice.
was that my face?
That was my Coke. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Dang.
Sounded good.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
That's interesting. I didn't know that would pick up. Man, is it gonna pick me up chomping? Probably should most.
Oh
mute
my god,
myself.
I can't wait to eat a bag of chips.
I'm gonna
Yep.
eat pizza.
Sounds sexy, he said Delta. Well, Delta's been up for a minute too, though, so I'm sure he needs some of that caffeination. Yeah, you could. Delta says, I mean, that guy says you could put a high roof where the outside unit is, so it doesn't work as hard. High roof. Who?
Smashing Doc's face.
Not nice.
You
Where's
smash my face
I
every
do it all the
day.
time. Indeed, I do. For pleasure. Create shade for it. Oh, okay. That could be an issue because my solar panels are close to the AC unit. Think so. Oh yeah.
You have solar panels for electricity?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. My electric bill's like, I don't know, -$10 sometimes, -$17. This time it was like actual $17. This is it's been running a little bit.
What made it? What made you use energy?
Um Recently there's been a lot of thunderstorms and as it cools up and down or whatever, like there's surge issues. So it's throwing in more energy, and he said the AC guy said that because it's been throwing and like slowing energy down, or when there's not enough energy, it's asking for more energy. So like when that passed, I guess the cables burnt because there was too much energy going. Because as it would go, the capacitor or something will throw it back, and that in itself that created an issue.
Science.
That was a really huge explanation. I was kind of just hoping, like, I decided to make a coffee one day, and I forgot to switch on the solar panels, and yeah,
I left the
$17 coffee.
I left the coffee on, coffee maker on, you know.
Nah.
This guy, he went all science on us.
But that's what he did, though. I was just
I
trying to
usually do
regurgitate.
that, but damn, Doc, evolving. Look at that. That's awesome.
He says it's more complex. That guy knows exactly what he's talking about. Like the dude is like, yeah, I'm doing this.
He's
this,
literally that
It's got a
guy.
motherboard up there. Like it's got all this stuff. Like he's telling me about. It's pretty cool. It's
I
pretty
mean,
interesting.
pretty much every electronic has a motherboard.
Okay.
I'm an electron. Do I have a motherboard?
Well, your brain technically.
Yeah.
And the more electricity it takes, then it craps out the capacitor. This is true.
The flux capacitor.
Flux capacitor. I can't throw bananas in it though. That's even worse.
I dropped cheese.
Drop cheese. So, Pooh, did you hear what we're gonna do this morning after the morning mix?
I'm sorry, what? You're cutting out. I have a phone call.
So today,
Does she have it?
September 1st, boy, what's going on? What we are doing for the whole month of September, we are doing 52 exercises in order to bring awareness to suicide. September is Suicide Awareness Month, and September 10th is World Suicide Awareness Day. So what we're going to do is every day we're going to do 52 exercises in order to bring awareness to suicide. You know, suicide awareness is paramount, especially because we do this. That's our bread and potatoes here because we've lost too many people. And yes, it's derived into mental health. So the more comfortable we make it for people to really converse about their mental health and stuff, they don't feel stigmatized. They don't feel as judged as before. A lot of us do feel that. I mean, the whole simple um, for certain people and individuals like, hey, you know, nut up, be a man. Sometimes when it's your mental health, it's how do you do that? How do you like, and sometimes that means you have to be courageous about how you're treating yourself and how you're providing for yourself, not like food, well, yeah, food and all that stuff, but you got to get exercise. You got to get educated. If you don't understand something in your mind, I mean, we all had those circumstances where like, I don't know what this means, and then someone else mentions something. It's like, oh shit, that's similar like that. We've all had those.
Did you say 52?
Yes, sir.
Can I do 5?
It's you do 5 push. You do 10 push-ups. You do 10 air squats. That's 20. That's almost halfway there.
Listen,
And that's just one.
or you can do what I'm gonna do: 10 push-ups for 5 hours straight. So 10 push-ups every hour.
Oh yeah, I like that.
And then 2 for chesty, bro.
Oh, Did-
What?
you didn't have to bring that up.
I
Okay.
was gonna say, if any Marine Corps in here, as soon as you throw out chesty, yo, they can't back down. Yeah, they just can't.
Yeah.
What's up, big dog? Buenos dias, bro. He's like waking up, like my camera's waking up too.
Camera waking up too. Focus, Julian.
Delta looks like one of those Vice videos of someone who does some illegal shit and
I
they
mean-
can't show his face.
I think you look prettier. You definitely look prettier.
I do look better.
You look so good.
Mhm.
So,
Considering.
Yes, Slay Queen.
Love it.
Play. How's everyone doing? Look at Z eating pizza for breakfast.
It's like a brunch.
It's noon there.
Is it?
Oh no, you're Central Time. Sorry, I time zones are not my strong suit.
Me either.
I know it's 9:16 because I looked at the clock.
Some people are getting ready for work. Some people are getting off of work. Some people are getting ready to go to school. Some people are just waking up. Like, no big deal. We just welcome everyone and thank you for being here. It's the MVP Morning Mix where we all congregate and we try to converse for a better future, a better day,
Yeah.
better motivation.
I just want to take the time to thank the gang lord here, Delta. Thank you. We'll be sure to make sure nobody notices your face. If you could distort your own voice, that'd be even better.
Anonymous.
Yeah, right.
So I'd like to know about your first drop.
can't tell you about that. It's top secret.
Everyone, his voice is deepened to hide their true identity. Their voice is actually extremely high pitched.
I got one piece pizza.
One piece of pizza.
Yeah, it's
Dixon
sad.
said you look like a snitch on Dateline.
Ooh. You're the other
Oh,
partner
like the
on
cheaters. The
Cheaters, yep.
Like I saw her.
Cheaters?
Yeah.
Not cheaters, not cheaters.
Or
no
the
one's like that.
investigator that like is in the back and is just talking like with his hand.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh man,
Informant.
this is what this motherfucker did. Yeah.
I forgot I got a tamale.
Ooh, fun fact Friday. That guy says the hotter it is outside, the more electricity it takes because the outside fan needs to kick in overdrive. Fun fact: the fan outside is used to cool down the compressor because it typically gets up to 200 to 300 Fahrenheit outside.
Gee.
Yeah. Damn. Okay. I like that. That guy says half the day work today. Oh, he's off at 1. That's what's up.
Oh, cool.
And those that are joining us from work, from school, from anywhere, welcome in. Welcome in.
Did you guys know, I got a fun fact, that there are 21 military bases in Florida?
Well,
21?
21. Representing every branch.
all 21 branches.
That's a lot.
Damn,
That's
that's
a
a lot
lot.
there. Yeah.
You think maybe
around-
that's because of like the 90s, the 80s and 90s and drugs that were happening maybe?
It could also be that a lot of military projects are happening in Florida. Same thing with Texas, I'm sure, and California have some of the bigger presence of military, probably military installations as well.
That make more sense because they're guarding our borders.
You guys should get it to Molly.
And I'm hungry now. Damn it.
Mm.
Oh, yeah. That guy, where are you joining us from? He says, yeah, there's about 2 from me. 20 minutes, Air Force and National Guard. I'm guessing that guy's from Florida?
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
There we go.
Nice.
Miami.
I was making it up, guys.
Yeah, Miami. Right
Yeah.
on.
I blurred the background instead of my face. I did it backwards earlier.
Oh, I didn't make it.
Oh, everyone, it's the drug lord.
Discord has an option for that.
Oh,
Might do
okay.
it. Also, fun fact: did you know the bread twist tie was invented in the great state of Oklahoma?
My God.
Fun fact Friday, right?
Which one? The plastic or like the one that has a little wire in it?
That's the bread twist
Sorry,
tie. So the
Bonka.
one that you tie.
Tie.
Yeah. Not the clip. The tie.
You can tell them you're listening to an educational podcast, Bob.
And Bob said, I said tie, not plastic clip.
I mean, Doc doesn't pay attention to me, so sometimes you gotta be a little stern, you know. Did you know, a fun fact Friday, the shopping cart was invented in Oklahoma?
Oh,
Now
my
that
God.
makes sense.
I'm gonna go look for fun.
Did
facts.
you
was like-
know that there is a high-profile case going on right now in Oklahoma?
It always is.
What's the profile case?
The first ever Girl Scout cookie was sold in Muskogee in
And that's crazy
1917.
you say that because this has to do with a child being.
Ah.
Yo.
Yo.
Look, we're trying to keep this lighthearted and everything.
I want to talk about Thin Mints. You know, I love Thin Mints.
Well,
you
now
know.
that you mentioned that, no.
Fun fact, the tragedy has to deal with Thin Mints. They were arguing over a box of cookies.
Oh god.
They wouldn't get
I'm
it,
just
give them a
kidding.
discount.
I have no idea. I have no clue what goes on.
Did you know that Oklahoma is currently the birthplace of Poppy Poppy?
That's not true.
No, I know. Currently, you've been reborn. You've been reborn.
You've been reborn.
Did you know that the great state of Texas was an independent country from 1936 to 1845?
That makes
Yeah, but
sense
nobody
because they
cares.
have their own power grid and it fails every year.
Those were
Nobody
fucking
cares about
Russians,
Texas.
bro. Why
Get
you
over-
gotta
get over
freaking bring up our
Texas.
power grid, bro?
Yes.
Shut up.
Texas is closed. You can move to Oklahoma. Poppy Vop. Go ahead.
I'm not.
Oh, that's awesome. When was statehood for Texas? Do you know?
See, Texas didn't even go go through manhood. They just went to statehood. It's crazy.
We've actually had Six Flags. Get it? Six Flags, a theme park. We've actually had Six Flags be officially flown over Texas. So
Is that why Six Flags is called Six Flags?
yes, sir.
Interesting.
Did you learn that fact at Six Flags, or? I was
There's
wondering.
Six Flags.
No, I think I learned it on TikTok. To be honest.
Oh, it's not true. It's not true.
It's definitely true.
For Arizona, it was 1912, which was the 48th state. The last one, like, within 2 minutes. Then you got the last,
Oh, they just showed a leopard eat the shit out of something. It was all bloody and gory. It was funny.
we could hear it, but we just, yeah.
Yeah.
Hint, hint. Well, what's another good fun fact from different states? I don't know Minnesota. I don't
I
see
don't know
any fun
anything.
fact coming.
Did you know
out of
they
there.
invented the first mini soda?
That's funny. I
That
don't know
sounds like
anything.
a
I just
fake
moved
Mac.
here.
Ooh, fun fact. You know that Arizona has an international twin city? Speaking of Minnesota.
Oh boy, who wants to be a twin city of Arizona? What is it, Doc?
It's my hometown. It's called Nogales.
No girlies?
No beat.
Heard of that.
I was-
I mean, I wasn't gonna say anything, but no Gallus. I mean, that's tragic, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we all know, Doc. We all know that's not true. Look at that handsome man.
No, no, no.
Okay,
You got
Kathleen.
Jill. You
He's
got
not a
Jill.
player. He just.
That man pulls.
Texas. It's actually against the law
It's
to
okay.
walk barefoot
Lies.
in
Don't let him
certain
lie to you like
cities.
that.
It's
That sounds
I
like
don't think I
Texas.
remember that.
It's against the law to walk barefoot in certain cities without a permit.
What?
You know, all my
Okay.
exes live in Texas.
Yeah, that's why
That's
you moved
why-
to Tennessee.
That's
My
why I lay
son
my
just
head
got
in
called
the
into
great
the
state of
back.
Oklahoma.
Oh, wow.
So he can be above them.
I mean,
Texas
as a man of my
State,
stature, that usually happens.
Texas State Fair is the largest in the U.S.
It wasn't pizza, bro. It was actually a tamale.
3.5
doing
million
bad.
people attended the fair in 2015.
That's half of the fucking population of Arizona. That's insane.
Did you know the first
Damn!
baseball stadium was built in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania in 1909?
Ooh, Blanca, check this out. Oh, she ain't here no more. Kentucky, the first
Oh,
American
God.
performance of Beethoven's Ninth Symphony took place in Lexington, Kentucky in 1817. That's over 200 years ago. Wow. Fourth,
Is it? Look at you mathing.
Proud
that's
of you.
something. I had to think about it because I was like, wait, is it more than that?
Did you know
Count
the
on your
first
little toesies.
piano in
That's
America was born? First piano in America was built in Philadelphia.
Mm.
You're welcome. Look what I started.
Did you know Puxatawney, Pennsylvania is the home to the world famous weather forecasting groundhog, Puxatawney Phil?
I don't even know what that is.
It's a fucking groundhog that everybody in that area and surrounding states go to Puxatawney, Pennsylvania. It's like thousands of people to watch a groundhog come out the ground to see its shadow or
What
not.
is the-
Yeah, good old
what is the
Puxatawney Phil.
ground- What does it signify?
Supposedly 6 more weeks of winter.
Yeah, if winter's gonna come or
So
And
if
it's
it
the same
doesn't
every
pop out
year.
That day, if it
Hmm.
doesn't pop out that
No,
day,
it's
that
if he
means-
sees his shadow.
yeah.
Are we talking about Groundhog's Day?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
it's corny AF.
Get out
No,
of here. Let
no.
the older
Check
people
this out.
just
Check
have
check
their.
out the chat. Look,
Yeah, it's just
How accurate is that, though? Like,
not
the
at all.
probability?
It's
It's a
not.
fucking-
It's not.
It's,
Like
it's
the
a groundhog.
the length of
guys,
winter
Tyson
is
made
close to the same.
spooky nuggets.
Spooky nuggets.
Spooky
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 nuggets.
nuggets.
Wow.
I feel like I'm saying a swear.
Oh, I need to get those for the boys.
Nuggets.
Oh my god, she
Yeah,
posted
that's what
a
I.
picture.
Mhm.
That's
Mary-
what I was thinking. I'm gonna get some for my daughters.
Oh, they got pumpkin, ghosts, and bats. Chicken nuggets, babe.
It's
The boys are gonna
cute.
love this.
You know, you could just buy regular nuggets and you can just poke holes in them, and they're all ghosts.
Boo.
Hey.
Jesus Z.
I like your reaction, boo, because it's pun intended. I feel so. Yeah, I think this is interesting, guys. Finally, I found a fact that I want to share.
Mhm.
Target and Best Buy is the home. The home is Minnesota, so it originated in Minnesota.
Mm.
Yeah, that's it. There's a lot more stuff, but I don't want to get into it.
Just hang on.
7-Eleven opened in Dallas, Texas.
What is it?
7-Eleven.
Oh man, there's no 7-Eleven here.
Oh shit.
Wish
That's
there
awesome.
was.
And that's the beauty about the fun fact, is that you start appreciating your local community or local things that happen within, whether it's a different state and you start shitting on it, or it's your state and you start learning stuff about it. Arizona had a lot of imprisonment camps from World War II here. No one would think that, but there's like trails and underground stuff that like leads
wow.
some of this stuff. So that's pretty cool to like just think about,
Oh, that's
Damn!
I
cool.
did not know that.
What the fuck?
I should have known that. That's like the
Alright.
main thing.
Did you
Isn't
know
soda has
that it's
10,000
illegal to
lives?
sell your eye in Texas?
Is it legal elsewhere? Because I'm about to go, dog. How much do I get?
You know, they told me the other day you could
Mountain
sell
Dew,
your kidney.
Tennessee.
I was like, you can sell your kidney?
Oh my god, yeah. She's like
Yeah.
you can sell anything
Like
on
legally?
you, bro. No, I
Yeah.
never said it was legal.
I never asked about the legality.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Legally,
Because if
you
it
can
was
sell your
legal, I
kidney.
may be thinking about it.
I can sell my ovaries.
Oh yeah,
Can.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same with the mouse stuff.
yeah. We
There
can
was,
also sell
Male
our ovaries.
stuff.
There was
I
a
get it.
university that was buying them for a little bit, for like 50,000
Oh man, are they
You-
still doing it?
You only
a
need one.
piece.
A
Yeah.
piece?
Yeah, you only need one.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yep.
Need one.
Forgot when it
no,
was.
ovary.
Oh, it was like testicles.
I only do one.
I stuttered so
Wait,
hard.
oh, wait, I mean ovary.
I'm so sorry.
Cotton candy and moon pie in Tennessee.
That sounds gross.
I don't know. I can't do cotton candy. It's too sweet. I don't know if I had a moon pie.
Did you know that I was born on a day?
On a day,
On a day.
but not at night. So you're born in the
Not
day.
at night.
Oh, on a day.
I was born on a day.
Like day and night.
That was totally in my head. Too. That's so corny.
Oh, Rick.
You're corny. Get out of here.
I love how corny you are. Don't worry about it.
There's a lot of corn in Minnesota, but there's probably a lot of corn in Wisconsin. too.
Corn. I need somebody to make that a button.
So
A
much
big
corn.
lump with nuts. Knobs. It has juice. It has juice.
Where'd Doc go? Did he go to the bathroom?
He said,
Who's
"I'll be
that?
right back, guys." What's up, guys? My name's Doc Soda. Welcome to the MVP Morning Mix.
Hey.
We can go get his oil changed.
Yeah. Really quickly.
He went on the roof to fix it himself. He was tired of being hot. Sheesh. All right. Let's just take over Doc stream. What's up, chat? It's been real. I'm so glad you're here. Make sure you hit that sub button. It's September. So subs are up to 30% off. Don't forget, every bit of money you put in the Doc's channel goes right back to the charity.
Is it really 30%?
30% off. Yep.
Oh, I didn't know
September.
that. September.
So hit that subscribe button. 30% off.
Oh, just a little. Does the sounds work on here?
No, not in this room.
Aw.
I know. I wish. I would make a fart noise. You like my ads? Thank you. You should have heard my ads this morning. They're not appropriate right now. They're not appropriate right now. It made Plum giggle a little bit. It's a big lump with knobs. Yes, juice. Oh,
Oh,
I love
he's
you,
talking
Mom.
Plum. Oh, he
Wait,
said
yeah,
mom.
I love you. Oh, mom. I thought you said plum too.
I thought he said Plum too.
I got you, Mom. Thank you for the drinks. Make sure to bring in some fruit, waiter.
Give me my nugget.
When I'm playing games with my friends.
What the hell, guys?
Uppies later.
Uppies. Uppies.
Up.
You
What'd
missed
you get,
it.
Doc?
I did an ad for you, Doc.
You
Impression.
did?
Yeah.
Yeah. $5.
$5.
Doc will love you a long time if you use
I
a
like
one-time
that.
subscriptions on the September.
So bad.
Yes. See.
30%
yes.
off. Hit that prime sub. Hit that prime sub.
I'm done.
It's free to you.
September.
$2.50 for me.
Yeah, it's September.
$2.50 for
Yeah. No.
I need you to clip everything right now. It's going everywhere.
Is anybody
you get?
getting Modern Warfare 3?
What?
debating.
Modern Warfare
$5.
3.
I'm not buying that. Doc will love you a
Call
long
of Duty's
time
kinda
if you
dying,
use
so
on
I'm
one-time
thinking of, some other
subscriptions
games.
on the
getting
I
September.
might because of
Every
zombies.
Yes. single time.
See,
What?
Every
30%
every
off.
single
Hit that
time.
prime
I
sub.
said I was
Hit that
my
prime
prime
sub.
sub anymore.
I never-
Look at me.
I never bought it.
Mom already convinced me to buy the next one, and she hasn't even tried.
Yeah, there you go.
But Warzone's free.
But Call of Duty's
Yeah,
not.
but
Oh,
Yeah,
you mean
you
like for
gotta-
like the gameplay story? Oh,
for
okay.
multiplayer,
Never
yeah.
mind.
And for multiplayer, honestly.
Doc, I need
Oh,
you to download that for me so I send it. Thanks, love you.
All I have is the Black Ops one, but nobody plays it.
Black Ops 1?
Oh my gosh,
I used to
I
1,
have
2,
that.
and 3.
I think I have Blops 3 in my room.
Bop it.
Blops 1
Pull
was
it.
really
Ooh, twist it. Twist it.
So that was made by Treyarch developers, and they're making the next Call of Duty.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's why
now
I might buy it because of
I think
zombies.
it's actually going to be good. Yeah, Treyarch makes the best Call of Duty games.
Oh
I
man,
love
now you're making me
zombies.
play it.
I do love
Yeah.
zombies, but I think I need to watch people play it first because I was very disappointed in Cold War.
Yeah, it is supposed to
Alright.
be like some.
I got bored too fast.
Yeah, that's what they said. They said it's going to be open world and you can actually interact with other squads that are out there doing zombie shit too, which
Hmm.
Oh,
potentially could be like
real
catastrophic.
life.
What game is this?
Modern Warfare.
Modern
The
Warfare.
new Call of Duty coming out.
Really?
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's gonna
like
be a 4
Zombie
terabyte.
Warzone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
4 terabyte download. Just letting you know, you gotta get two
What's a 4 terabyte?
terabytes?
PCs.
Storage.
Oh.
The
Storage.
next Call of Duty game.
No way, bro.
I don't know, man. You never know.
No.
We
There's
were
no-
believing it, bro. You got us all depressed.
What?
For
You
Yeah.
never trust Z.
Ah, jeez.
Z has a tell when he lies.
I do.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say though because your wife's in here, but I don't want to play favoritism between you guys, you know. So
Mm.
Well, you can't
What
when you
you
like
want?
one more than the others. You can't play.
He's
favorites.
capable of lying? I didn't know that.
you just
Oh.
heard him. He just
What?
tried.
He blinks 3 times and his left lip quivers. The left side of his lip quivers.
His nostril
Oh,
flares.
Man, I just need to be like this the whole time. Doc, I don't know what you got from your mom though. What did you get from your mom?
Milk.
That look.
Is it?
It looks like milk.
Wait. Oh, should we bet? I think it's a jarrito.
No,
I
Mullet.
think
No, don't
it-
pull it up. Don't pull it up yet. Oh,
it's
For what?
okay. Well,
That's
You
too
didn't
late.
know.
try.
It's
It's hemorrhoid
a
cream.
small box of testosterone patches.
oh.
That sounds great.
Cortisone injections. Yeah.
Your
Any other
Botox.
guesses? You get one guess
Uh,
now. That's it.
A can of
That
coffee.
beautiful smile.
oh, shit.
That is coming from a mama. You right?
Mhm.
You right?
Oh, that
I know
means
I'm
it's
right.
Sunny Delight. I
Ugh.
don't know. I love Sunny Delight.
What?
No.
Okay, what is it?
The gentleman that was working on my AC said that these 2 parts are burnt, and one
Oh.
is a.
Flux capacitor.
I thought it was actual food for consumption and it's parts.
No, I'm sorry, Marvin. That's a. I don't even know what it is, and this thing looks like it burnt. So this is
That's
called
a capacitor.
capacitor.
I said that.
Capacitor.
I win.
That,
But this thing, I don't know what this is. Here,
Give me my
that's
gift
the-
card.
that's so that was a capacitor and the other
that
one was
guy. You
that was
probably
the
know what it is.
flux.
So this is.
Oh.
Oh, your switch.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. Okay.
So this is the thing that goes there, and they pull it, and this is where you get the energy from. So the wires, the energy was coming in, and this wire was asking for it, and then it got too much, and, and this thing said, "That was too much, bro," and sent it back to them. And this guy's like, "I'm overdoing it," and pop, and it burnt the fucking wires in between and all that stuff.
That's
So
good
these are the
explanation.
things- Yeah.
So,
I mean, if the pineapple got it, then it shouldn't be that bad. So.
Oh, you're not talking about
yeah.
Outlander? Oh.
Yeah, I definitely was talking about Outlander.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Outlander hates us now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's alright. I still love you. I'll kiss you on the top of your head.
You're beautiful. It's true. Damn, we're gonna start like
That's a good
pulling
song.
people out of here. I don't want Outlander to
Mhm.
like leave us.
No, he's not leaving. He's just really into something.
Probably homework.
Probably doing homework.
Dedicated.
Yeah.
Probably pineapples.
Definitely.
Code for homework.
For-
So what are you gonna do with those pieces? You're just gonna keep them, like put them on your wall. And
Yeah,
like,
you should mount them and be like first
this
home repairs.
capacitor. Yeah, this capacitor or I don't even say whatever it's called.
Capacitor.
Was pulled by Selena. You know.
Yeah,
Like the bumper.
Oh.
It's
What?
Salinas.
I
with the
know,
nest.
Selena. My bad. You're right. That's true. What were you gonna say about speaking of Selena? What?
Nothing. It was
Selena
Ortiz's
Gomez?
joke.
Oh, that's Selena Gomez.
Look, I'm getting better. I'm getting better at just not blurting out the shit that I think's funny. Inappropriate places.
Inappropriate.
Well, they're appropriate until you realize that was inappropriate.
Oh, absolutely. It was appropriate in certain
John.
Yeah. So one of the things that we do here as well, and thank you everyone for joining us, is that we do a wheel.
Oh, death!
Here. No.
Nah.
Wheel of punishment? You're stealing that from me too?
I like that. Wheel of punishment. Spin the wheel so you can earn a gift card for being here, participating, and
Taco is still in my stuff.
get motivated.
Type 1 in chat.
We should do the elimination one where you, when it lands on you, you remove them and you keep on going until you have one person left. It's like a battle royale wheel.
I mean, I'm down. Anyone else?
I think it'd be cool. I think it'd be cool.
Sure.
Yeah.
What? Oh, what did you say?
Let me pull it up and make sure that we can see it.
Elimination wheel. So like you, every name it lands on, you remove it until it gets to that last person. It's basically like a battle royale game, you know. I just think it's cool. It makes it suspenseful. Are you actually doing it? Are you doing it now?
Yeah.
God, has it already been that long?
No, we're just putting people in because as people come in and out, we want to make sure that everyone has the opportunity to
Gotcha,
be a part of it.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Q, thank you for being here. Q, who else?
Forgot it's September 25. It's 25% off.
Or it could remove the number of push-ups you have to do for 52.
Yeah, can we make that the
good idea?
That's a good idea. Speaking like those skates are still rather sharp. I like that.
How's the guy in the back of the formation? It's like, don't look at me.
You guys ever march out of formation with your eyes closed? That was me. It was bad. And they said they halted us, and then I looked around, nobody was around, and I'm like, oh no, yeah, it's a bad day.
Only formation I get in is with Beyonce.
What?
Is that a song?
Yeah.
Or a
Literally
formation
called
by
Formation.
Beyonce? How's it go?
Information, I don't know.
You just make it. No, it's actually a song. No.
Mm-hmm. It actually is.
At our next retreat talk, and we're gonna be like, everyone get in formation, and then we'll start playing the Beyonce song.
And then you have to start twerking.
Get in formation. All right, form it up. School circle.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
What is that one thing there, Delta, that you remember someone saying and you're like, God, I hate that saying because I know what's coming back. What's coming right after, you know what I mean? To me, it was Thursdays. Thursdays. Yeah, Thursdays was barracks cleaning.
Motherfucking field day.
Oh.
Yeah. And
Field
guess
day.
what? Marines, they don't care what they're using as long as they have gas masks. This is a real thing. So they're like cleaning with chlorine, they're cleaning with ammonia, mixing it all together.
Yeah.
And one of the guys is not feeling good, and they're like, Doc, what's going on? You have 4 Marines inside a fucking bathroom cleaning with mixing chlorine and ammonia together using gas masks. I don't
Oh.
know, Steph Sergeant. You tell me. You know, it's like, and there was always something like that on every Thursday. So Thursdays, every other week, I would leave to Hooters and go eat with my corpsman buddies.
Yeah.
And we get out of because they don't want us to clean. Like most of the stuff is clean anyways, and the corpsmen live with corpsmen sometimes. But when they live with the Marines, we have to do um, uh, cleaning. So we clean our shit and then we get out of there because we end up getting extra duty anyway. So then
So
we head out of there.
in real life,
So that's
if
why
you don't
Thursday.
want to clean, you go to Hooters.
No, I got a cleaning lady now.
Check.
No, you couldn't
Oh.
leave the barracks
Basically, his
if-
mom.
Yeah.
until your shit was clean.
Oh, my
Yeah.
mom. I love my mama.
Oh man, you better
Make
be
sure
And
we
a
get
lot.
introduced because I gotta let her know that I'm her daughter-in-law.
Oh yeah.
Hey. Oh,
Me and Doc will get married when I'm 51.
51.
Man, you got a long, long ways to go.
Yeah.
Is he 19?
If I'm single,
There you
you're
go.
my
You got that
fallback
going.
plan.
Yep.
I'll
The fallback after the fallback after the fallback.
After the fall back. I don't think I had a saying or a saying or I guess like an event, but every time what I really didn't like is when they did like the knife hand in front of you. That annoyed me a lot. I'd be like, ugh.
What about you, Bob?
The phrase where I knew some shit was going down. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Hey there, motivator.
Wow.
Uh,
So much like sarcasm pisses people off sometimes in the military too. Well,
Yeah.
it depends on the sarcasm.
No,
was pretty.
No, that right there meant that you were about to do some shit that you didn't want to do.
yeah.
Or it was, hey, you with
Oh.
the face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the first person who just looks like, what?
Yeah.
There's a new sergeant and you know it. And he starts wanting to put orders down. The first thing he says, "Hey, Marine, the first one that turns around gets got, and you do not turn around unless it's your name called specifically."
Absolutely. But I always used to. I had this one sergeant. Him and I never got along because we had the same type of mentality, except for I knew the UCMJ and he didn't. And so every time he would come in and so like I was a cook and we had to wear cook whites to work. And he would come in, zero dark 30. We're sitting there, everybody's there. He'd show up in camis, we're all in cook whites. And I remember one morning he started lecturing somebody about their cook whites not being, properly because they have to be ironed, they have to be clean. Like there's a lot of shit that goes into military cook whites. And he was
Can you explain what military cook whites are for those that weren't not
yeah.
in the military, please?
So in the Marine Corps, you have your service uniform, like your everyday camis, that you would wear regularly for like most jobs. And then you would have cook whites, which is if you've been in the military, you see them, they've got the black, they're black pants. They're usually black, like undershirt. And then you would have a blouse that like it's like a chef's blouse.
Yeah.
I have one because let's turn this on.
I always thought it was so cool to see like the chefs with the whole like different uniform and shit.
Let me-
Like, what? And then y'all wear like your medals and ribbons too on it or something to that extent?
Yeah, I
Not
see some of these.
No?
Some of
only for like
pictures.
if you're doing like something stupid fancy, but nobody, you never.
Whoa.
You
Yeah,
never wear it.
That's
I wasn't
legit,
that
man.
important. The only time I saw like that type of uniform were like balls or like different type of like galas, but nothing like. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Are you gonna show us? You
Yeah,
getting dressed?
No. No, you gotta
Oh,
pay for
baby,
that.
slow down.
Oh, slow down.
Wrong,
baby.
wrong
like, I have
channel. Wrong channel.
Yeah, I have. Here, I'll grab it off my wall.
Look at that Viking. Oh! That man's huge.
Mm.
That's a
Yeah,
huge
yeah.
ruler. And again, thank you everyone for being here, watching us from all over. Shout out to y'all. Hope y'all are having a great Friday. Weekend's coming
Yeah.
up. Let's get it.
You're
Thank
very
you.
welcome. I showed up.
So this is the
Hell yeah.
I love
Happy
it,
to
bro.
see
Thank
you.
Thank you for being here. Absolutely.
You're beautiful, man.
Can't wait to see you do those 52.
He's like, what?
so what? Huh?
Me?
Yeah.
So this is the
Ooh, that's cool.
this is what the blouses that you would
Game
wear.
blouses.
I like
Yeah.
him.
So this is one I actually wore
That is
for
nice.
Chef of the Quarter. And so like normally it doesn't have like the USA on the collar or like the
Yeah.
patch here, but
Mhm.
because doing good shit, you know. I got a special one because
Made
it's
the
like
best baked beans.
Nice.
yeah, absolutely. It's one of those things that like you compete against other cooks in
Oh,
I mean
dude.
potentially
Cook-offs.
like in yeah, in your unit and then across I was at Camp Pendleton and then you know the winner from Pendleton, then you start cooking against other cooks from other military bases. But
Is it like you made the best veggie omelet and they
Powdered egg.
wow, all right, I'm out. All right, I'm out of here.
No,
I'm
Bob,
gone.
come
I'm
on.
What I'm gonna show you my whites on the.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
I don't have no whites.
Yeah, how?
Aw.
Yeah, go to move on to somebody else. Move on to somebody else.
Once again, wrong channel for that. Wrong channel. Nobody wants to see your whites. Okay.
No, it's cool. It's cool.
You mean they're slightly brown? Don't let them lie to you.
So he went to get his uniform. I've never seen like a Air Force chef uniform. Is there such a thing? Like the chefs in the Air Force have like a different, just like the Marine Corps does. I didn't see them in the Army or the Navy. The
Pilot
Navy
wings,
was
pasties.
They all wear the same uniform
okay.
because they all go to the same. They all do the same cooking, like not at the same cooking school. Well, I went to quartermaster school with guys at in the Army, so they wear the same uniform. I don't know about the Air Force. I think they have private chefs, so I don't think.
Yeah, we do. No kidding. No, we don't.
They probably hire from what's that company?
Fine. It's not as cool.
They probably hire civilians.
They probably do. Honestly, they contract people. Probably. I honestly, yeah. So.
What about
when I
Space
used
Force?
to-
What do you think Space Force does?
They just
They just
try their food up.
They beam the food into their stomach.
The Air Force, the way I know someone that's in the Air Force and he's an officer there and all that. Basically said that the Air Force is like the Marine Corps or the
Oh
Air
my
Force,
God.
where the concept is like they're not their own department, they're under a branch, just like that. Just like the Marine Corps is under the Navy, the Space Force is under the Air Force.
I'm pretty sure they'll branch off just like Air Force did with Army, though. That's how it starts. They have to. I mean, there's no. I mean, Air Force is the sky, but Space Force is gonna be beyond
When was the Marine Corps
and beyond.
Established, and how come they're not their own branch?
I don't know. Why are you asking me that?
No, but I'm just saying, like conceptually,
Oh.
what you're saying, quid pro quo would be, yes, the Air Force has it's younger than the Marine Corps, but they did it because I think they're like a special, type of thing, where like the Marines are also special, but they're like a different type of fighting of special, whereas Air Force is air and ground is just Marines. Well, it's not just, but it's a special force of individuals.
Well, it used to be. It used to be the Army Air Corps.
Yeah, Army Air Corps.
And then they split into their own. Yeah. So at one point in time, the Army and Air Force was one, and the Navy and the Marine Corps is one. The only difference is the Air Force split off and it became their own thing, whereas the Marine Corps, the Marine Corps couldn't leave the Navy alone because they need their protector. So the Marine Corps just kind of stuck around and babysits the Navy.
Well, yeah, definitely the Marine Corps needs protection from themselves, so they need the Navy.
So then,
Yes.
where does the army?
Sure thing. Yeah, sure thing, Doc.
Where's the army go in this? Then are they part of? Are they their own? I mean, obviously they're their own branch,
the
but
Army's the oldest branch in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
so the originals.
Originals. Yep.
Nice. Oh,
Original
interesting.
gangsters.
And then from there, it started branching out. I think like the year after, they started creating different type of forces.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so I think the Army is 1774.
No, June 14th, 1775. The Army's only a few months older than the Marine Corps.
Okay, so 75, and then the Navy, and then the Marine Corps. And if you look at the way the color guard is, the closest ones to the flag are the oldest branches, and then it branches out. Wonder where the Space Force is in one of those.
Wow.
The Navy is only 1 month older than the Marine Corps. Less than a month older than the Marine Corps. October 13th.
Mm-hmm. Yep, 13th,
So,
and then November 10th.
So they're less than a month. That's like whatever. That's like twins being like, oh, I was born 10 minutes before you. I'm older.
Basically.
Oh, I got a question for you guys. And you can't be biased. If you were to join another military branch, but not the one that you were in, what would be the military branch that you would have chosen?
Air Force, hands down.
Air Force.
They
Oh,
everything
Space
I've seen
Force.
is the Air
Yes.
Force just gets treated better. They get treated like they don't get treated like your they don't get treated like your military personnel. You get treated like you work there.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah, and they actually call them jobs.
Yeah.
So I feel like I gained a lot from being in the Marine Corps, but I never felt like I felt like I was how do I put this? I felt like I was a slave in the military.
Piece of meat.
Like just I did whatever they wanted, whenever they wanted it to, and it didn't matter what I had going on. Like even having a like a brand new baby, like none of that shit mattered, you know. Like, and it
Yeah,
was
no
like,
leave.
yeah, absolutely. It was no. I had to have permission to do anything, you know. Like this is when I realized that the Marine Corps did not care about me as a human being. When my son was born, they wouldn't let me off work. My son's mother was in the hospital giving labor, and I was like, I gotta go. And they were like, well, you need to do work day's not over yet. And I said, look, I said, you're gonna need more people here to physically restrain me. And if not, I'll be here. I'll be here tomorrow at I think I worked at 10 o'clock the next day. I was like, I'll be here for work tomorrow, but I'm leaving like right now. And they were like, well, you can't. You'll get written up. What's your point? Okay, go ahead, do it. But that's when I realized that like the Marine Corps didn't not give a shit about me as a human being. They cared about me as, you know, this Marine. And that was it.
So then Air Force for you, and Delta, you said Air Force? Or what did you say?
Probably Navy.
I was gonna pick Navy too. Doc, what was the branch be for you?
Well, just to say what Vop was saying,
Yeah.
I think there is people that care for you while in the service. Why? Because they're still people. They're still humans. They still care. I cared for my Marines, but yeah, mission was priority. Now, if you had a bad leadership, that happens all the time.
Yeah.
Are the Marines hard? Yeah, was one of my best leadership network in the Marine Corps. My first deployment, absolutely. I could not find another pair of individuals that cared more than, at that time, this 3rd Battalion, 10th Marines. It's been probably the best leadership and what helped me get molded appropriately in the service. But I would say Air Force. I'm questioning that though, because at the end of the day, if I could join somewhere else, would I? Because
Well, it's a
with the
rhetorical
Marines,
question.
yeah, I know, but the
Yeah.
Marines, like, it's hard, but you gain, a certain stature that the Air Force does not have. No matter how much they're saying they're PJs and they're badasses, like I get it,
Yeah.
but it's a type of, you earn this, I liked it because I was in the Navy, didn't expect to be with the Marines, ended up doing a lot of shit with them that was really crappy, but I didn't have to go through their boot camp. That's an extra thing that I didn't have to do, and still got a lot of their reputation by association. I kind of like that,
Yeah.
But I did call the Air Force people first, and they didn't call me fast enough, and I was impatient, and I ended up joining the Navy. But I think I would have gone Air Force because I was Air Force ROTC. I want to be medical. They have a great medical program. I mean, some of their trauma ER things are at Johns Hopkins University. Like that's something I
Yeah.
wanted to do.
Interesting.
Yeah. So Air Force, I think. Yeah.
Who would you have chosen,
If
or
you-
what branch would you have
Yeah.
chosen? Yeah. What was it? You can't say Space Force. They didn't exist back then.
Yeah, that didn't.
Everyone wants to join that.
Well, I mean, the Army is like the most aggressive recruiters out there, so I actually stopped at that table and thought about it for a while. But then, like, when I went home, like, my mom's, like, really big about, like, if you're joining the military, to join the Air Force. So, probably the Air Force. My brother joined the Army Reserves and then got deployed literally, like, right after basic. So, he joined the Army. And then he said he'll never do it again. So I'm glad he didn't join. More power to you guys.
It's not for everybody.
Yeah. John, I don't know, you didn't hear my question, but this is a rhetorical question. If you have not served in the military, or if you have, you can't choose the branch that you're in or have been, what branch would you have chosen to join? Just out of curiosity.
Air Force.
Okay.
Yeah, same.
There's a lot of Air Force. Why are you guys dogging on me, though?
Because the Air Force is called the Chair Force.
Where's my buttons?
I think we're just jealous that we feel that you transitioned a little bit better than most of us, and you're a little bit more prepared due to, again, the leadership and branch that you served.
I do think that the Air Force is, and they did train me with leadership and stuff. I did the ROTC just like you, Doc. I did, but instead of finishing ROTC, I felt like I wanted to enlist immediately, because I was impatient as well. But at least the Air Force people were like already there talking to me about it too. What I feel though is that you guys in here, and I look to you guys as an even more stronger and like more masculine type of leadership than what I have seen, and that may be kind of just from my perspective, but I also realize that without you guys, or without the Army, without the Navy, the Marines, the Air Force, the United States would not be existing until this day, because we all cohesively work together no matter what. You need air support, Air Force is there. Yeah, we may be pushing a button, but we're flying this massive thing to drop some stuff, and then we even drop the Marines down, or I don't know, Navy and the Navy SEALs, et cetera, et cetera. We have this like camaraderie that we all love each other but hate each other at the same time, just cause it's like a big brother and big sister thing. At least I feel like it. I don't know.
And I feel like you made the Air Force the big brother.
Nah, it's Space Force
We
now.
pick you up. We take you to the store.
Yeah.
No, Navy too. Navy has their own
I'm
pilots.
bringing you to this fight. No. You stay on this one.
All right, shit. Air Force out.
Going back to your leadership statement, I think leadership comes in all different shapes and forms, and I think the experience that we've experienced, I guess, depends on like the industry. You know, our leadership experience depends on the industry that we're working in and where we gain that experience. So,
oh, most definitely.
That's, I think it's 100% correct because like, I'll tell you what I saw with, you know, serving with the Navy and the Marine Corps is that the leadership with the Navy was different than with the Marine Corps. I think the Marine Corps was down to the bare bones. Like we understand the common sense of like if you don't listen, you're gonna get your ass whooped. Whereas like in some other places or the civilian side, per se, if you don't listen, you're gonna get fired or like we won't, you know,
You won't get paid.
have a lot of conversations one or twice and then you're done. Whereas like in the Marine Corps, there's violence. There's, you know, so
what?
if you didn't, if you didn't listen or something, hey, the tree and the army too, you know. So the leadership is harder that way, but leadership is also a little bit more toxic that way. And the same thing with the no communication type of leadership, where like you messed up, oh, okay, all right, cool, well, you know, you're done. That doesn't work because it doesn't help you expand as a leader. Like you don't know your mistake, you don't know how to fix it, and you don't know how it came about. Whereas like the Marine Corps, they drag you through your mistake twice and then once on Sunday too. Why? For remembrance. That's the type of culture. Like you have to have thick skin in order for you to succeed as that. And sometimes those are not the best leaders. Those are good leadership like skills, but they're probably not the best leaders.
Depends on the job too.
Depends on the person as well.
Yeah.
Leadership is definitely you have to cater your leadership to each individual that you deal with, especially in those punishment type aspects. It's good to have an overall leadership ethic because you know people can rely on you, and this is what they're going to get when you're leading them. But when it comes down to any sort of praise and or discipline, it's you should curtail it to that specific individual because someone if someone does a good job, they might need just a pat on the back. You know, somebody else might need like a hey, you did a really good job today, I'm really proud of you type approach. Or they might need something works different for them. You know, same thing when it comes to punishments. Sometimes, you know, you're gonna push until my arms hurt is acceptable for that person. Or sometimes just a talking like, hey, you know that this wasn't good. This isn't the proper, you know, like this isn't how we do things around here. Or, you know, sometimes you got to knuckle up. You know, like each individual person is definitely it's definitely dependent on each individual person. So having a blanket leadership is definitely more detrimental than anything else, in my opinion.
Yeah, like that.
So now that we're all transitioning to the civilian side, and you're right, that knuckle up option is not there anymore. It's there, but there's more consequences now. Where it's like before, you just put your rank back on, and you know it is what it is. Now you go to jail. You know,
Yeah.
there's a lot more issues going on. So how do you really get to an individual? What are some ways to converse with an individual when you know that it's a little bit harder than most conversations without knuckling up or saying like, you know, what's up? How do you do that? That's the growth.
You
How do
know, so there's a there is the knuckle up option still is out there to a certain extent because the threat of violence usually gets the same result as violence. So if that's the route that like is you deem necessary in that moment, I'm not saying it is. I'm not an advocate for violence, but sometimes violence is necessary. It absolutely is necessary. And but the threat of violence usually solves the problem. Like most times people talk about like I equate it to this is most conflicts in the civilian sector. If you have a firearm and you pull that firearm out, the conflict is over. Plain and simple, period. It's over because nobody really wants to get hurt. And it's the same type of scenario of physical violence. The threat of it usually de-escalates the situation.
Yeah, but it goes back to saying like you'll get in trouble if you pull a gun out, and cops will be called and stuff like that. And I'm not saying there isn't a threat of violence always there. You know, we've expressed it, but wouldn't you
if
utilize?
I have my concealed weapons license, and what they tell you is if you pull your firearm out, if you feel like your life is threatened, that's your reasonable cause. Same thing if you pull that trigger, if your life is threatened, then that's justification. And who's to say what you deem necessary of how your life is threatened is different than mine?
Mm-hmm.
And you can't be dumb with it. You can't just pull it out and start pistol whipping people because obviously your life's not threatened at that point. If you pull out your weapon and you start like moving back and trying to get out of the situation, absolutely. But what I'm saying is when you usually pull out your firearm, that's usually whatever is going on is done. And it's the same thing with the physical violence aspect. Most times if you threaten somebody and if you believe in your heart, you're dead set, like, yo, we're gonna be throwing fists, like, you know, like people give off that type of aura, you know, like this guy's not fucking around. So the threat of physical violence is almost as good, if not better, than actual physical violence.
Anybody else have any other ways they, establish or create a point without creating conflict?
I want to put this out there. I'm not going to pick a fight. I'm not going to bully people with the. I want to put that out there. That's not my style of resolving problems. I want to throw that out there.
Well, I think that as private military, and I'm just not putting it there just private military, but those that know violence understand that there is a last resort, and that's violence.
Mm-hmm.
But by knowing that, that doesn't mean we have to always throw it out there. Like you said, if you're a 6'4", 300-pound, and you're like, yo, you do this or you touch me, you physically touch me, just one finger, I'll beat the shit out of you.
That's true.
But if, like, let's say, a 5'2", 110-pound someone says, hey, you touch me, I'll beat your ass. Oh, that's cute. You know what I mean? So there's different things with that, but how do you express your point? Even right now, like, let's say we're keyboard warriors, right? Like, I want to talk all this smack and blah, 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 knowing that no one can touch me because they're not in my city. Not saying that they can't get to the city, but what I'm saying is, like, how do you mitigate a situation in order to express yourself and be thorough without expressing any type of violence? Like,
I think,
have you ever seen those TikToks where, like, how do you tell someone to go fuck themselves? Like, oh, bless your heart. You know what I mean? Like how do you do that? Like, is there Devon says, I have hacked to show people that I am not the one to bother since I've kind of given up on fighting days. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's another possible way of just and
cybercrimes are still crimes.
Cybersecurity is paramount, but at the end of the day, that's the, like Vop is saying, that's the intent of, like, you show them so that they don't really go that route. Just like Vop saying, like, I won't beat your ass, but if you do this, I will. Like, what's another way? Pooh, I know that you've been in a couple. Yeah.
Oh my God, so many. But I think honestly, each situation is situational, right? You're gonna react the way that you need to react in that moment based off of the circumstances. If somebody's being hostile, it's either fight or flight, right? So you kind of don't have an option in that choice. I usually try to use like the voice of reason before really clapping back. Gaming is a completely different story, obviously. But there's been a time when I'm gaming where I'm called all kinds of slurs based off of my sexuality and
Good looks.
my lack of skin color, but I'm actually colored. So like I actually was streaming at that point, and I actually stopped streaming and started recording. And they called. I have the video saved on my computer still, but it eventually turned into where they invited me to their lobby after they called me all these names, and then they just started asking questions. So sometimes those situations start out really, really poorly, and then you start making people question their choices and their thoughts. So that was a one time it happened. And then work, different situation, right? So usually I ask people to do things for me in a way that makes it seem like they have a choice, because then they're more likely to say yes. Very manipulative, very effective. So it's like, hey, can you do me a favor? But sometimes people don't care. So that's when you have to pull rank, which I hate doing because I feel like it makes me, sound like a dick. Like, well, I'm your boss, so you technically have to do what I tell you to do. And if you're telling me no, you can go home right now. And I've had to do that one too many times. It's so annoying. Like, but each situation's different, man. And then if I get in an argument with strangers, usually I just fucking either I shut up and listen and don't say anything, or I clap back or walk away. So
depends what kind of poo of a day it is.
Yeah, that's another thing too. You got to take into account what is your mental condition that day too, right? Like, because you could be going through shit yourself, and next thing you know, you have a short fuse, and it's always going to be a fight. There's no flight, there's no voice of reason. It's straight fight moment, and I've had those a couple of times.
That's funny. No, sometimes it's inevitable. You're right. Sometimes you don't look for the fight finds you. That's what we're saying. Like, violence is always on the table sometimes, because as much as we try to say like peace, blah 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 blah, like we all need to learn a discipline of protection.
Yeah, and like this weekend,
learn how to protect yourself.
I'm gonna have to be on high alert when I go out with my friend because of the situation she's in with her ex. Like the person's crazy, circles around our house, just pulls up to our house at 3:00 in the morning. You know what I mean? Those kinds of things. So like when we go out this weekend, I'm gonna have to be on high alert. But at least at my house, you could say like you're safe, your car is safe, you're safe, you're cool, you don't have to worry about nothing. But if we go somewhere, I know I'm gonna have to keep my head on a swivel, because I kind of know what they're capable of, but I also don't at the same time.
Roger. No, I see what you're saying. Like
911, speed dial.
So can I say something?
No.
Yeah, go ahead.
So what I've noticed, what Bob was kind of explaining a lot earlier, what I typed in that Bob was expressing the definition of emotional intelligence. Oh my god, I mumbled, sorry. And so basically in synopsis, basically what that means is you can stoop down to someone's level or understanding and be able to confront them during that conflict in their shoes instead of your own. But when it comes to like conflict or guiding someone or being a leader, Pooh, so I almost said Plum again. Sorry, Pooh said, I know it's the two P's. Pooh mentioned the mental health, and yeah, that's very important. When you want to be a leader with emotional intelligence, you have to have kind of like that self-awareness. See what your conflicts are, what your weaknesses are, and your strengths are, and then kind of hone those and sharpen them to be able to use your self-awareness. Once you're self-aware and your mental health is healthy, then you can confront those conflicts with other people at their level, as opposed to if you're not self-aware, then you're like going crazy and you're out there and you're not able to be at that level, and so the conflict just continues to persist. And yeah, you'd have to use violence as a last resort. Who mentioned she had to show rank, and even though that's not a complete violence, that's a threat. And it works when you have to on certain people, because you have to get to that point. So yeah, I saw some really cool connections between your styles of leadership, even though you guys may say, I don't know, maybe you thought it was a little bit different. And Bob, I understand what you were saying is more of like an opinion and realistic of what's out there instead of what you believe. So I appreciate you talking about something that's not specifically who you are, but explaining to others that there's leaders out there like that. So yeah.
For sure, dude.
That's it. Oh, Bonka, what's up?
Okay, it's okay. I know you're going through a lot.
No, I went to go pick up my kid up. I got him to his physical therapy appointment and then got him back, and he only missed one class, so we're good.
Poor kid.
Yeah.
Taking to physical therapy and then back to school?
Yep.
Damn.
Yep. His school is way too rigorous for him to be missing school. He would be so behind.
The one of the things that Z was saying about like leadership styles and all that is that it's pretty important that we notice the person that we're speaking of. I think that their verbiage, and what I mean verbiage is like the way they are talking to you, the way they're moving their hands, the way they're standing, the way everything.
Their
that
demeanor.
says a lot about their demeanor says a lot about the person and what type of place they are. The biggest thing that I always want to encourage a lot of us is that sometimes it's okay to walk away. It's happened where like it's sometimes and it's happened to me. Like I get punched in the face and I'm like, I could punch back or I can just let this person walk away and create less drama. And everyone's like, why didn't you punch back? Like it's like really, do you really want that right now? And it sucks that I have to say that and all that, but sometimes walking away is the best thing you could do, regardless of your ego.
Yeah.
I feel like people who say that you should have fought back don't have your best interest at heart.
Yeah. Sometimes, yeah.
I know that's right.
I feel like it's situational. Doc, we've ran into an incident like this. We were in the MVP event in Texas. We were waiting in line for some euros. Homeboy wanted to cut in front of us. After we had called a cab and everything, Doc was like, "Oh yeah, sure." And I was like, "No, man, sorry, but we've got a cab on the way. Sorry, Homeboy decided to get his friends and then wanted to have an altercation. At that point in time, we got our food and we walked away and we were eating. They were following us, and you could tell that they wanted to have they wanted some problems, which they would have been fucked up because all the rest of the MVP members were like right across. Well, they were just across the street, like at that Spider-Man bar where we ran into all the spider people. Yeah. And we had that problem, and Doc was like, "Hey, yo, these guys, they're right behind us." I'm like, yeah, they are, man. That's okay though. Enjoy your food. Like, relax. Like, don't let them try. They're trying to elicit a response between us. They want us to feel unsafe, and they're trying to get in our heads, with the threat of physical violence. Just keep your cool, and if they if they decide to do something, shame on them, because you're going to make me spill my food and then I'm going to be upset. I'm not upset right now because I've just been courteous. I said, "Hey, sorry, we're waiting for a cab. You can't get in front of us. Sorry. Doc's too nice. Like, sorry. I know it's just you, but we've already called a cab. We're waiting on it."
So
and they wanted to fight
like
because of that. And it was just one of those moments where Doc immediately was like, "Damn, we're going to have to fight." And it's like, well, maybe, but we're not fighting right now. So enjoy your euro. And if it comes to it, it comes to it. But that's on the other foot. If someone's threatening you with physical violence, most times if you just stay calm, it makes them more upset. And most times they'll just, huff and puff and, be mad.
So I want to carry off what you're saying there. I know exactly what you're talking about. I think we've all done this and found ourselves in a position like this in some form or fashion where it goes back to entitlement. Somebody feels that they're entitled, that they ask, and you should let them because they're entitled for us to them polite or niceness, or just let them cut in front or whatever. And honestly, I mean, here comes the NC, or not the NC. Here comes me. Fuck that shit, dude. If you fucking threw down an order, you're supporting a local business, and then you're also trying to get out of there, why should you have to adhere to some idiot who lives in the local area and thinks that they're just going to act like a hoodlum and get what they want? That's dumb. By keeping your cool and basically using big boy words, as in like intelligence, and portraying to them, hey, I'm sorry, I got stuff going on. I got to get my food, and I'm trying to do this, and get in the cab or whatever. They should understand, and there's an actual psychosocial.
Psychosocial.
I know. Stop. I'm not trying to go to that subject right now. That's tomorrow. I really think that it is. I really think that it is. It's just a way to combat ignorance in a social setting where it goes back to the old saying: the one who's the most calm in an argument wins the argument. The one who's the most calm in a debate wins the debate. You have to utilize what's going on. There's a lot of things that happen in restaurants and public crowded places where people think, and I'm like, you fucking what? You're just like a person like me. Shut up, get back, wait your turn, be nice, and don't think that you are a king and should be treated like one. Your ass ain't royalty, fool. You put your pant leg on the same way that I do. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, that's where I'm coming from. And you walk out, you walk down the street, someone's antagonizing you as you're walking away. I'll be the first to say, hey, I'm really trying to enjoy this wonderful, peaceful day, and namaste to you. And if you keep bothering me, I'm gonna really respect the hell out of you. Especially if you make me spill my food. That's my euro, man. Don't fuck with me and my euro. I'm trying to eat healthy, fool.
They were so good too.
It was. Yeah, absolutely. Well, and I just figured like the conversation was over if they continue, and we walked like I don't know half a way maybe.
Yeah, it was a minute.
And they were still
half a block. Oh, that motherfucker's on a mission.
They were close enough to where they were just trying to like intimidate us, and I was just trying to eat, and we were just sitting there waiting for the cab, and it was just one of those things that was like, look, if they decide to do it, that's fine, but let's enjoy their food, let's enjoy our food, and just let it be. We didn't talk to them, we didn't acknowledge them. We all could see them because like we're used to keeping an eye on crowds, so like we knew, everybody knew exactly where these guys were, but we just let it be. And they ended up just moving along on their own. Like we didn't have to do anything, but
I think what you're saying is what Titan's trying to put out there. He says, I think the underlying question for him is, when is violence necessary?
Yeah.
When it isn't, I tend to walk away, and when it's necessary, you won't be able to walk away.
For sure.
I mean, that's very true. A good judge of character is if somebody's, like you said, a physical threat. To me, a physical threat is not someone saying they're going to do something. It's a fist coming at me. It's a car coming at me. It's something of a solid object that can do bodily harm or damage to me or somebody I love or who I'm with. That is a threat of physical violence.
I think I've grown a lot as a person thanks to the military, because before the military, I used to run off to like rock concerts and be in all these little mosh pits, and like I'd be fucking pummeling dudes left and right. And I am so much calmer now.
Well,
I'm so proud of you.
Appropriate.
You should get nachos for that.
In that type of mindset or in that type of area, moshing and stuff, that's acceptable. Because nobody there is really legit trying to like cripple anybody. You're in there, you're in the moment. The way you express yourself in a mosh is you just you fight everything, but you're not fighting a specific person. So it's acceptable in those type of scenarios.
But it's still violent. It's still violent behavior. And I think it says a lot when a person no longer needs violent behavior.
What's the difference between a mosh pit and like a rage room? Or what's the difference between a mosh pit and hitting the punching bag at the gym or lifting weights to get your aggression out?
The
charges that are filed against you?
One's people and one's an inanimate object.
No, really.
Right?
I think it's the same because you're expressing your, energy out to it. That's why I said we all have to learn a discipline in order to help each other protect ourselves. because you're right. Like you can be proactive and become that fighter, or you can. I mean, you can be reactive and become that fighter, proactive and make sure that you can protect yourself and those around you. I, that mentality. I guess I grew up with because of where I grew up with. Where it's like, don't go look for fights. Understand that fights will look for you, and you either engage or you walk away. But whatever you do, you can't do both.
Mhm.
And that was the
If
biggest one because if you do one in the middle of the other, you're not gonna come out well. Like you can't stop. And the biggest thing that was taught to me, whether it's happening then, like you said, in an altercation, or um, you're walking away from it, it's your breathing. Controlling your breathing will control your mind, control what's happening, and if it has to happen, your body needs the most oxygen to perform in such places. So that's really what like I think about when I think about those um like a new dawn or a new entry. Like think about, to me, it's about breathing. Like that new day. All right, breathe it out. How are you gonna do it? All right, now you're gonna attack that mission or that purpose or whatever is on your mind right now. You know. Anyways, what were you gonna say, Pooh?
Yeah, no. So
Oh, sorry, Brent. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say a couple things, and then I can mute
Yeah,
myself for
do
a
your
minute.
thing. Do your thing.
Uh, those people that I don't know the whole story you guys are talking about, but people that think that they're King Dick or King whatever or King Pussy, whatever. They think that they're king. They're big people. They know a lot. I mean, I'm in philosophy going over Socrates, and those are just unwise people. People that think they know are unwise. Even if you know, you still go into it being like, hey, well, this could be a different situation, and let's go through this. From my experience, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, but who knows what could happen. And then sort of with the breathing thing, totally. Like you can totally tell when somebody is fumbling through their words. You can tell when somebody is not sure of their words. Almost like you can tell when somebody's lying if you're very into it, and if you're very in tune with the force, like you can really tell. I mean, you can see it in meetings. You can see it in people doing report outs. When people have to stand up in front of groups.
Mm-hmm.
When someone's holding a piece of paper and they're shaking. By the way, to prevent that, I would rather print my stuff on cardstock because it's not as flimsy as paper, or put it on a clipboard. But especially when someone's having a debate with you or they're having a disagreement, and their breath, you can hear their breath shaking. You can tell that they're very agitated, and you're absolutely right. The person who is the calmest is more in control. That's all I have to say.
My man. Yeah, man, that was awesome. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, I just.
Thank you, Handlebar Hero.
Yeah.
Hey, whoa. That handlebar is not there. We had lunch, last week, and I was very sorely disappointed. I met him right out front where I park, and I was like, oh, it's a Wyatt Earp day, and it's not there. And I'm like, God damn it, what the fuck happened? And he's like, I shaved it. I was like, oh my God, no. It was bad. I'm so let down.
It's fine. I'll grow mine out.
I'm going to get a tattoo so I can do this with it.
Oh, I don't need that. Always look like I'm just hitting puberty, so I'm good on that one.
All right, so Senju was gonna be the last addition to the Wheel of Fortune. We're about to spin it.
Wait!
Spin it, baby.
I thought we were eliminating. Are we eliminating?
No,
We're
not
eliminating?
today.
Wait, am I supposed to like something or exclamation something, or where is that, or what are we doing?
Oh, he wants to do the wheel.
He's doing a wheel. He's doing a wheel.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay,
I
okay.
got you, man. All right, so thank you everyone for being here. We're gonna spin this wheel. This is for a $10 gift card for being here and being part of the community. And if you're not, no problem, Senju. If you're not part of the MVP community, make sure you join us. If you win the raffle, make sure you hit up Z. Z, say what's up to. Yeah.
What's up?
Chat, absolutely. So Z is gonna be the one that's gonna be dispersing the money. He's the man with the money. So we got to make sure that we hit them up if you win this this raffle.
The
So,
raffle.
all right, let's see. Delta, because you're gonna start us with a 52 later on. Tell us what a spin is, man.
Think it's my bedtime.
Let us know when to spin. Going. Here we go. No! What?
Who is it?
Look at that
Delta.
Delta.
Delta!
Woo!
Yo,
So
this
close.
shit's rigged. Hell no. Congratulations, Delta. Make sure you hit up Z Shadow so you can get your prize. Thank you very much for being a part of it.
What's up?
What's up?
And again, everyone, we do this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern time, the MVP Morning Mix. And we're going to go ahead and switch now to, before we talk about switching, September, it's Suicide Awareness Month. So we want to make sure that closing this up. We want to make sure that we're putting it out there that, like, try to take the stigma away. A lot of us had a lot of our people that we serve with didn't understand a lot. They ended up taking their lives. We know that horrible statistic, and as it changes or it fluctuates, the one number that we want to see is 0. So until we get there, we're going to continue pushing for better mental health and make sure we get there.
I'm on the way.
That's what I'm talking about.
One more year, baby. Well, wait, and then I gotta do my clinicals. But one more year, and I can actually start counseling. Yeah.
And Saturday we have the Salty Sailor Talk. This Saturday, like every first of the month, we're going to be doing a benefits talk. So if you know anyone that could benefit from such conversations that we'll be having about the VA, VBA, that make sure they make it there for the Salty Sailor Talk. Or if you click on your phone so that you can show them, sometimes people are a little skeptical. It's all good. We're here. We're going to be doing it anyways to make sure that we push it out there to everyone that might need it. Oh, Sanju, I appreciate you for sharing. So Sanju says, as a suicide attempt survivor, that's so appreciated. Hey, man, 1215, baby. That's when we do it. Thank you for being here. We're going to move on to the games. Who? Z, are y'all in?
All right, everybody. This is how.
Homework.
Nah. Don't want to hear it.
I love y'all. Gotta do homework.
Weekend, my man.
I will. I would be here on Saturday, but I'm going to be getting support of my emotional support, beer, and nachos. So I still have a lot of homework to do. I will talk with y'all later. Love y'all. I'm out.
Before y'all leave, you have to do a sign out message, and then
if you ever need help with
no
homework,
Googling, no nothing. Just say your sign out message and then hang up.
I have to say it.
What's
or
your
I have
sign out?
You say it.
Scouts out. Ooh!
It makes it funnier when you just leave.
I don't know.
Oh, that's funny.
Is he going like a?
Whoever's next, I'm gonna put the big screen on you. So let me know.
Now you just made everybody.
We're all just quiet.
Z, you're next. Z, you're next. Z, you're next.
Where are them cricket sounds now?
And when I leave, y'all come together like butt cheeks.
Poppy.
Did that work?
It worked.
Blanca? Delta?
You telling me to leave? Okay,
we're going.
bye.
No, we're going to Doc's office after this.
Yes. All right, y'all. How about Cindy says, even though my birthday is 9/11. Damn.
Yeah.
Well, 9/10 is World Suicide Awareness Day. We're gonna be doing some workouts. We're gonna be making sure that we put it out there to the community that we're not alone. And never forget that.
I have a really bad joke, but I'll wait until we're done doing this.
You're not alone. Never forget that. MVP, baby.
MVP, baby. You're such a nerd.
Peace. M3. Oh wait, he didn't even do. That was his sign off.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
He said gay.
I don't. Wait. I don't. I just. That's so inappropriate. I can't do that.
Yeah, you can do it. It's just my stream now. You're good.
Oh. All right, it's Z. I gotta go catch. Bye.
Oh fuck, so lame.
Bye, guys.
Damn, Delta just doesn't say nothing.
Bye.
Lame. What the fuck, Z? Why'd you come back?
Oh, okay. Bye.
Get it? Because like I'm the shit, you know?
Wait.
You look like a shit.
Get it? Because I'm the shit. That's why.
Everybody laughed at your call sign, but then everybody, or your goodbye, and then everybody else was just like, bye.
I mean, how do you top it? You know, like
Delta did the Irish
The
exit.
coolest one of us.
What was
Yeah.
that?
Hell yeah.
Delta just did the Irish exit, and nobody noticed.
Dang.
That's how you do it, man. I do it too in real life.
That's the reason why my friends called me Ghost Man in the Marine Corps. I just disappear.
I am 40% paid off in my car.
Want to pay my next?
I got 38 payments left.
Are you talking to me?
No, I'm one of those losers that pays off my cars and then keeps them forever.
Me too.
That's good to know. I always get so much shit. They're like, you're supposed to trade it in after 3 years.
Negative. Nope.
I'm like, well, you fucking deal with your debt. I ain't trying to do that shit.
You know what the best car payment is?
No car payment. That's how I have my Xterra, man. The Xterra was the first one I bought. Instead of doing that basic fucking Mustang thing, I bought an Xterra.
Hey, yeah.
It's cool. I loved it. I had it forever.
Thank you, Facebook and Twitter, for the hangouts. We're gonna switch it on over. Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. We're gonna switch it over just to Kick and Twitch. So if you guys want to slide on through, that'd be lit.